Ну что, отправляемся освобождать. Идем сейчас во дворец смотреть, что там происходит.
Either Dohalim's allies have been arrested, or they're keeping a low profile.
Meaning the rebels are occupying the palace? Then let's hurry up and kick those bastards out. This place is awfully quiet for a siege palace.
Such a huge place is spooky without all those people here.
They're probably waiting to ambush us.
With so few Renans here, I guess this is what it's like when the Danans are expelled and the ruling minority are all that's left. My money's on them using Zeugles to even the odds.
I don't even see any Danan guardsmen.
The fact that they're not at their stations tells me they really have been driven out. We all swore an oath of loyalty to Lord Dohalim. My fellow guards wouldn't abandon their post lightly.
Speaking of which, where the heck is he?
How could this be happening?
Any idea where we should go in the main building?
Так, и куда нам? Ого. А, ну, куда бы мы ни зашли, правильно? Угу, понятно.
Hey Law, you can bust that wall open.
Ну, пойдемте по очереди по комнатам. Ого, сколько стражей.
You sure about that? From what I hear, that thing can stop even. Right.
Right.
Что из всего? А, я думал, мы только свинину возьмем и все. Новый рецепт.
This'll make us even more for. Formidable.
Так, здесь заперто, хорошо. Ну, пойдем туда. Комната лорда. А, она сказала в кабинете, значит, пойдем вначале в кабинет.
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Be my guest. Dragon swarm.
Let's give it a whirl.
Take it.
Lightning orbs. Lightning piercing blade.
You're finished.
Freeze blender.
Dragon swarm. We're not finished.
Tiger blade.
Ну, уже мало здоровья, не будем разбивать щиты.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Так, где... А, вот стражи еще. Ну, значит, 100% здесь кнопка.
So much for talking it out.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished. No,
Эти враги хоть подольше живут.
say no more.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Так, апельсиновый желе. Использовать... Да, конечно. Забираем. Ключ от комнаты
I think this
аристократов.
is a key to the noble room of the castle.
A noble what?
The room at the northern end of this floor. Maybe the release mechanism is in there.
Так, идем в комнату аристократов. Где она? А, это там, где вот и было закрыто. Каждый раз будет стража воскрешаться. Угу.
I won't forgive you.
I can carve through
Бом.
Where are you going? Going in far enough.
I'm going in. I see one, eh? Eat your piercing raw.
Так, надо поменять первый прием. Вот этот вот клык демона на... Давайте попробуем такое. Вот, и в воздухе, да, новое. Нет, неправильно. Луна, вот.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Да, хорошо, что нам слонили. Стоять, куда ты побежал?
All right.
Так, в казарму и зала переговоров.
There are enemy forces
Неужели
here
здесь мы
too?
вообще ничего
They
не
must be
заберем?
predicting our movements and deploying accordingly.
So they figured we were coming all along. Is that it?
О, кстати, использовать траву. Так, ну это нам надо для Кисара защиту повысить. И давайте Шион. Стихийная атака для Ринву. Стихийную защиту для Альфина. Пробитие для Шион. Так, казармы, зала переговоров. Тогда вначале сюда. Привет, ребята.
You know, the more I think about it, this palace is way too big for its own good.
Tell me about it. Plus, where the hell were these soldiers in Zugel? No choice.
If it's in the sky, it's run! On guard! Chinese super! I never miss! You'll pay for what you did! Air thrust! Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Яблоко. Ну, апельсиновое желе еще. Обалдеть. А у нас полное? У нас полное. Значит, используем, лечим. А, еще съесть надо.
Is that some kind of note the rebels left?
Hey, it mentions the release mechanism we're looking for. But
This isn't enough to go on.
Мы нашли часть какой-то загадки. Так, значит, пойдем в зал переговоров. Давай, там будет вторая часть. Оп.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
raging cascade!
Make it rain.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Так, и здесь враги, да?
Get lost!
Bring them down!
This one's
Not today!
Ай, мимо.
Where are you going?
Looks like we won.
Персиковое желе.
Look, another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
Great.
Так, возвращаемся в кабинет, и там в шкафчике будет
Let's see
ключ.
if we can find it.
Ну, пойдем. Так, и где шкафчик? Это шкафчик? Нет. Вот, отлично.
Even if
От
Dad
комнаты
and Rand
лорда.
aren't on completely equal footing here. Both sides
Так, теперь нам сюда.
still cared about each other. And now we have to fight some of those same remnants inside the palace.
Don't
Привет.
forget, we're here fighting to keep what make.
О, как много сразу. Давай успеем зарядить. И есть. Ай, жалко, не успели. Тихо.
Don't get careless.
Так, а что у нас там сокровищница? А, здесь заперто. А вон и кнопка. Так, ну судя по всему, как мы откроем, будет босс, поэтому... Хорошо.
Did that finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these people.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
Да,
He's right. We have to hurry
восстанавливаемся.
to the Lord's chamber. Let's go.
Так, в какой мы еще комнате не были? Прежде чем уходить, обеденный зал и комната слуг. Пойдемте сходим туда. Тут и не так много всего.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
I never miss. Astral energy. Full throttle.
It's almost too strong. Be my guest.
Go for it. Prepare to crumble.
Take this.
I can do it all day. Now. Astral energy. Full throttle.
Certainly not bad.
No complaints here.
What's this thing?
Ну, слуг. О. Пойдемте в сокровищницу. Ну, конечно, тут сидят, ждут.
Hi, Hoodle. Tiger blade. Release. I can read your moves like a book.
Don't get careless.
Эликсир. И здесь какая-нибудь броня. Коктейльное платье. Отлично. Все, больше ничего. Ну, пойдемте на бой с боссом.
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzalik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzalik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool. I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave would know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Danon for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Danons are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel, my brother. He dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it!
Ну вот и босс. Ядовитый гекко. Давай, поджигаем. Куда? Так, у него кристалл сзади. Уклоняемся, пока нас не полечили. Так, как до хвоста-то добраться? Яд.
You should sit this one out there.
And miss all the fun? No way. This one's mine. Glacial Spear. Here's evil.
Take this!
Shattering up. Pieces. Here's a healing eye. I'm gone.
Here I come! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning Orb.
Отлично.
Take it down.
I can carve through one.
Healing
Eternal
circle.
devastation.
Piercing roar.
I owe you one. Rising Phoenix. Try harder. Take this.
This one's mine. Lightning blade. More where that
Take
came
this.
from. Stand healing. Going in. That's it.
Try harder. Now. Here I come.
This one's mine. Shion, go for it. Prepare to crumble. Searing flame.
Вот. Отлично.
Eternal devastation. This time. Rising
Here,
Phoenix.
let me help. Lightning blade. Steel.
No escape.
Так, уклоняемся, уклоняемся.
Look sharp, everyone.
Thanks, Isara. This one's mine. Time to shine.
И
Not today.
Mega ray. Crescent moon. Energy. Raging.
нам надо хвост бить.
All mine.
Be still.
Take that. Eternal blade. Armor won't save you. By the power of water. Look sharp. Raging star.
Dragon
Where
swarm.
that came from. This one's tiger blade. I never miss.
Now.
Here's
You're
another.
mine.
Going in.
Dragon swarm.
Уклоняемся, уклоняемся. Это было больно. Что с нами? Нет, 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 нет. О,
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
еще живой? Живой.
Swarm.
I'm almost impressed.
Coming from you.
I said almost. Don't be scared Here, let me help. Raging cascade. It's weakened.
Супер.
Try this.
Stockpile. Thank you.
Massive ring.
Just what the doctor ordered. Will this
Not
help?
today. Here I come. You're finished. Eternal devastation.
Appreciate the help. Tiger blade. I never miss. Lightning ready. On guard. I'll heal you all. Take this. Tiger blade. Here it comes. Focus. On your toes, everyone.
Давай, сбиваем. Отлично.
Armor won't save you. Do it. Ridwell. Frozen. Hammer.
Ну вот и все.
You filthy slaves are despicable.
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzalik.
Attaining lordship. Ridiculous. Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzalik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
It can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Mahad-Sar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough. And you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act, as the Lord of Eldermen and Sia. Go. To Mahad-Sar, Ganeth Horrors, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Are you alright with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renin. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream?
What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzalik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan guardsmen, Renin supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Danans. You're choosing to fight Lenegus and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Pardon?
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Danans, and you're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Danan dissidents, side by side with a Renin lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
Ну вот в итоге к нам присоединился до Халима, Кисара куда-то делась. Так, надо посмотреть, может мы здесь что-нибудь забрать можем.
There.
Ну, теперь и третье королевство свободно, у нас третья сфера. Сейчас будем отправляться за следующими. Так, а что там у Дохалима за снаряжение?
All arrived here from Cislodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going, I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Ну, значит, Кисара присоединится тоже к нам.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Eldam and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
Да, действительно, теперь нас много. О, теперь у нас еще больше очков на удар. Супер. Так, сделаем вот так вот. Ну что ж, отправляемся.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out.
Out of my way! Shockwave flash! I'm gone! Be still! No escape!
If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
Make it rain!
Law!
Demon's descent! Flashing fang! My turn!
Here!
Shockwave
I'm out! Back
Going
into the
in.
fray!
One more!
Lightning orb!
A comfortable win.
Ну, теперь враги даже не успевают нас ударить.
Get lost!
Dragon swarm! Try this!
I'm gone!
One more!
Flame of fury! Burning
Shockwave flash! From one, come on! Flaming thrust! Strike! Your arm! Take this! I'll stop it! Ignite!
Thanks, Kitara!
Shockwave flash!
Blazing
Dragon
lightning!
swarm!
Going in!
Did you see this coming?
See,
Shockwave
make it
flash!
rain!
Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Is every shield you own that big?
Here, you want to try holding it?
Ugh. How do you even walk with this thing? Hoo hoo. Hoo. Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Maybe something's going on in the forest. Out of our way!
Flaming thrust!
Going in!
Rising speeding!
Tiger blade!
Dragon swarm!
Shattering
Pieces!
Right here. I got
Explosive ring!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Get it!
Yeah! Nice technique. This one's mine.
Max!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Well, looky here.
A fish!
О, неужели нам сейчас покажут, для чего эти были все
there was a pond
пристани?
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Теперь мы еще и будем рыбачить. О, еще и обучение. Выберите место.
Wouldn't it be easier to simply use astral arts to catch the fish and be done with it?
That misses the whole point of going out to fish. All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Guess it's important to stay calm.
Не будем долго
And that's
рыбачить.
all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
А мы теперь будем еще рыбачить за снаряжение.
I'm always amazed what he...
Так, интересно. Он больше декоративный.
healing arts can do.
Just
Hey.
Hmm?
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
Так, давайте посмотрим, какое снаряжение можем, и остановимся здесь в лагере. Ого. А, это просто оружие по второму кругу. Да, теперь монеты быстрее уходят.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Так, ну нам надо побольше руды разной, чтобы оружие создать. Лол.
That was nothing.
Супер. Давайте поговорим с Кисарой.
Let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Ну вот, и отправляемся в следующее королевство ветров.